Welcome to Our English 2.0. I am Priscilla Ramcharan here in the United States, and I'm an educator, an author, and a YouTuber. So we have a phenomenal guest to contribute to our YouTube channel today,
Hmm.
Gail Cassidy. Please introduce yourself further.
I'm Gail Cassidy, an educator, and I love being here, especially with you. You are so devoted, a bilingual teacher, and somebody who cares, really cares, and that makes such a difference.
Oh, thank you, Gail.
I started out as a high school English teacher. After 4 years, went to IBM, earned double the salary and half the hours,
Oh,
but still was in education. Worked for Dale Carnegie, trained their instructors, but the greatest impact on my career was working part-time evening at a vocational technical school for high school dropouts, ages 18 to 25. The roughest, toughest kids I ever met, and I learned more from them than all the education I had. The first night I gave them a writing assignment to get an idea of what their skills were. First paper I read was, I shot him 4 times and got 3 years. I thought, oh no, what have I done? I found such talent in these kids, and it really just validated what I felt so strongly about if you believe in yourself, you can do anything.
I
So
believe it.
that's what started my writing. I'd been writing things like Discover Your Passion before and other things, but I really got into the Bully Be Gone for one. I went into elementary schools. I'd never worked with elementary kids. And I said, now, how many are bullies? And these little third graders, little boys would raise, they were so proud of being a bully,
Oh, no.
but they didn't understand. So
Right.
that program was for parents and how to train your kids to interact with others so that they're not bullied. When I read that of 37 school shootings, this was years ago, 2/3 were done by kids who had been bullied. It's so important to feel as if you're a somebody.
And
And I gave a commencement address at our local high school years ago, and I said, if I could, I'd flip each of you a magic coin that would impact how hard you worked, what courses you chose, the friends that you choose, the difference you'd make in the world. And that one thing is self-esteem, a belief in yourself. And somebody said, oh, well, if you have self-esteem, then you're going to look down on others. It's exactly the opposite. If you believe in
indeed,
yourself, you don't have to. You don't do that.
you
So
can
that was,
uplift others.
yes, yes. So as a result of that, after working with the kids from VOTEC, I developed 3 courses that this delightful gentleman backed, and I went into a lot of inner city schools until I got scared. There were drive-by shootings
Oh,
and
no.
murder in the playground, so I stopped doing it. So I wrote the books, and one is kids mentoring kids, where ninth graders or the juniors would work with the incoming freshmen just to keep them in school, because gangs are so in inner city schools, gangs are a real competitor. Um,
Mhm.
Another one was speaking skills for teens, where they can only do a positive evaluation. They had to find something about the talk, the delivery, or the impact on the audience. And so at the end of the year, they got copies from every other student about something that was special about them. Now, 20 years later, I still hear from some of these kids that it made
Wow.
such a difference that they were not accepted by me, I'm the teacher, but accepted by their peers. Just made a huge difference. And the other one was Discover Your Passion for Teens, where they work together after figuring out what they would want to do, work together to come up with a project that would impact the world. It's amazing these kids do it. These kids who, some of them have been failing all the way through, but you recognize them, you recognize their specialness. So now, because of that, then Chat GPT came along. What a boon. What a way to reach so many more people. No person has enough ideas in their head that
Right.
they could possibly come up with. If I develop a course for a particular type of student, all I have to do, in fact, I just did one before we came on.
Oh,
A friend is
congrats.
working with homeschooled parents. The kids don't get to socialize. There's a school nearby that is such low enrollment. It's a vocational technical school. He's working with them to get homeschool kids opportunities to meet together and do wood shop, or to do uh, auto repair, things that they might not be going to that profession, but just to have that skill. So I went to ChatGPT and asked for a list of reasons uh, homeschool parents should enroll in this. Within a minute, within seconds, an entire list of why kids or parents should take their kids into this type of thing. I use it every day. I can't come up with the ideas that it does. So if you're any type of writer, if you're doing YouTube videos, it's perfect because a new idea, it just is so stimulated by one input, and it comes out with brilliance.
Right, right. Wow, Gail, you are impressive. And I love the passion that I feel on the screen just hearing you talk about your work, talk about helping these students. And you're so right. Everyone has that individual learning style,
Mhm.
and it takes that teacher to recognize
Yes.
each
Yeah.
student's strengths and then help them with their weaknesses. So
It's
kudos to you.
thank you, but it's all kind of boiled down to the two
Tell me.
okay, all you have to do is think of two words. One is save, S-A-V-E, and
Hmm.
that's the philosophy. And underneath is clap, C-L-A-P. The save is, the S is for say, going back to Maslow and the survival, then safety, mental safety, using I messages rather than you.
Hmm.
If
Yep.
I say to a child, you are so sloppy, well, I'm God to that child. Ergo, that might as well be sloppy because she told me I was. I messages, and they just are, they are effective, but yet not a put down. So that's the S. The A is acceptance. Every human being wants to be accepted. V is validation. I'm somebody.
Yes.
Recognize me as somebody. And E is enthusiasm. I was teaching this to a group of juniors in a local school, which is really a bad school. And the little gal came up to me afterwards. She said, "But Miss, I can't be enthusiastic. I'm just not that kind of person." I said, "But you are right now."
Right. Right.
But when you get that as an overall philosophy with teaching or interacting, it makes a difference. But now the how to, and this is done in a fun way, the CLAP, C-L-A-P.
Hmm.
C is communication skills. It's 38% of the message comes from the body, or 55 is from the body, 38 from the tone of voice. And if
Mm.
I say, um, all I said was, that sounds fine. Uh, he stole her handbag. Now, if I say he, that's one meaning. If I say stole, that's another meaning. Her is another meaning. So the emphasis you put on words, or if you go home and your special somebody's in a bad mood, can you tell by looking at them? Yes.
Indeed.
And this is fun. You get post-it notes saying, look sad, look happy, look angry. So communication skills, if you master it, you can learn it. It's not, you say, well, it just comes natural. Take control of yourself. L is
Absolutely.
listening. The greatest compliment to anybody is listening. Please listen, especially with iPhones. It's very natural to look at your iPhone, but it's a compliment to listen.
Indeed.
A is attitude training. I was hired by the Hoboken Police Department, 1 square mile outside of New York City, to work with 38 of their officers, the ones that don't carry guns, the ones who give out tickets. They wear
Hmm.
uniforms. No one says thank you as they come
No,
out of the house and see their car being towed away.
not
So
at
it's
all.
it's stimulus response, but there's that attitude in between. That's the one you have to take control of. And the last one are people skills. P is people skills. Do not criticize, condemn, or complain. Use my name, the sweetest sound in the world. Listen, talk in terms of my interest, show genuine interest, smile. All of those are people skills that you can learn. So
Indeed.
that's the essence, save and clap. I
Oh,
could do a
I
TED
love
talk on that. I
that.
feel so strongly about it.
I can tell, I can feel the energy through the screen. Wow, this is amazing. So, the group that you were kind of drawn to work with, what would you say motivates and inspires you on a daily basis to continue to create content to uplift these young people where many people would have given up already
But
on?
there's always exceptions. I had a doctor's appointment this morning and just walking in and sitting and watching the people. There's some people who come in and well, the one lady was saying they're all idiots here. They're all idiots. And her back was to me, but I could hear her talking to her friend. I don't know what happened, but think of how unhappy she is.
Mm,
Where this other man came in, he had a very heavy accent, and the receptionist said, "Oh, you got to be careful of this one." And within 2 minutes, I loved the guy. He was fun. He was funny. He was kind. And it just validates when you know the principles.
right.
When you see other people interacting, it validates you and makes you want to make it available to everybody. Some people just aren't aware that, hey, I don't have to be mad. I don't have to be upset all the time. Wayne Dyer, I read something he said one time about if you're angry with your husband, and I was that day. I
Oh,
was, he's down there watching TV, having a wonderful time, and I'm up here and I'm still stewing. So who's being punished? It's a
you,
choice.
yourself, and you.
It's always a choice.
Right. I
That's when I
agree.
meet somebody like you, and you are so joyous and so devoted and dedicated to what you do. That's inspiration to me because it's
Well,
like, oh, I found a soulmate, somebody who
thank
has that same
you.
energy and enthusiasm.
I feel the same about you. It's incredible. We have this connection, so many similarities, and we have the passion right in front of us for what we do, but we're also exchangers of ideas and
Yes,
information. So I agree, 1,000%. We're soulmates.
because you do a lot that you just give of your own time for which you are not
Yes.
remunerated. Mm.
Yes, absolutely. Well,
And it's
this is
because you're driven. You have to do it.
Well, I also believe in the law of attraction. So whatever
Mhm.
is happening in here, it'll come to you from out there.
Yes,
And that's how we met.
yes, yes.
Fantastic. I really appreciate your time and all that you're doing for every individual. It's not like you're just going group by group, but you're working individually hands-on to help each person. And that is really admirable. I love that.
Well, thank you. I
And now you
appreciate that.
have, you're welcome. You have Chat GPT to keep you busy now. So
Yes, yes. And no matter where you go, if it's 7-Eleven, if it's to the doctor's office, if it's to the post office, recognize there's something special and everybody, even if they're
agreed.
cranky and grumpy. And I think of people in prisons. I've done a little bit of work in the juvenile detention center for boys. Oh, what an experience that was.
I can
Uh,
imagine.
but in each one of those kids, there's something special, and it's just finding it. And if you can get them to believe it, you've remade a human being.
Agreed. Agreed. That was really lovely and well said. So, what would be your final message for our viewers?
Just to recognize that everybody is special in some way, no exceptions. Everybody, even the grumpy person in the line behind you at the grocery store.
Well, the grumpy person kind of makes you happier because you're
Yes,
like, I
right.
don't want to be that grumpy.
Yes,
I
yeah,
love that. Beautiful message. So come back anytime, share with us what you're doing. You'll send me the links to put in the description box so we can
yes,
find
yeah.
your work, your books, your courses, your plethora of creation.
Right. Well, thank you very much. I really appreciate you taking the time to even interview me. Thank
Of
you.
course. I know this is just the tip of the iceberg. There's so much more to Gail that we need to find out about. But we'll see you soon again. Say
Okay, very
bye.
good. Take care. Bye-bye.